Oh man, this one's getting like maple syrupy now.
Man, I don't know why you are mean to me like that. You do mean things to me.
What are you talking about?
Put things in here that I can't even get. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another double-blind head-to-head, which means we have no clue what is in either one of these glasses.
Nope.
They have been drawn at random from our blind sample pool,
Yep.
full of a bunch of matchups of bourbons and ryes that were put in here for one reason or another. Could be available versus allocated, expensive versus inexpensive, or just two good shelfers that we want to see which one is the better buy on.
Yep.
So we're going to smell it, taste it, give it a rating, each one, see how they compare, pick a favorite, and then we'll find out the price, see if that changes our rating before we find out what we're drinking.
Yep.
We do it this way so that you get the most honest opinions possible, separate and apart from any labels or hyper bias. As Erin is smelling the first glass and making faces,
I already have thoughts.
I'll let you know down in the video description below. You can find a link to our Patreon. That's where we have our barrel picks. It's also where we have our online community over on Discord, and that's a fantastic platform to connect with other whiskey fans, part of the family. And yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. We help each other find stuff, trade samples, all kinds of good stuff over there. And you can find a link down there in the video description to our apparel, glassware coming soon, all sorts of stuff at stuffandwhiskey.com.
Yep.
What's your all kinds of stuff on this?
Well, my all kinds of stuff is two things. When I first smelled it, it smelled insanely sweet to me. But then my second smell, I got like a tobacco. So like sweet tobacco.
Let me... Huh, I'm not getting much on the nose at all here. Yeah, it's the same. It's just not giving me too much on the nose. It's pretty faint.
Mine smells sweeter than yours.
I definitely get a general sweetness, kind of a general caramelly sweetness like a bourbon. And then I am getting a little bit of that tobacco type of, you know, kind of like I used to actually work in a tobacco field when I was a teenager for a couple of summers. And like there's kind of a sweet smell to tobacco that is hanging in a barn.
Yeah.
And it kind of has a little bit of that going on. If you wouldn't have said it, I don't know if I'd have picked it up though.
That's fine. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's go.
Initially, as I was even putting it up to my mouth to like drink it, the liquid felt very thin.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
as you were putting it up to your
as
mouth.
I was drinking it.
Okay.
Like I didn't have to wait till after I was finished to realize that the liquid was very thin.
Okay.
But it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like the outside.
Yeah, this flavor profile is kind of nice. It is kind of a little sweet, a little earthy. It's got a little nuttiness to it, and then it also has that kind of tobacco-y sweetness as well to it.
Maybe. I didn't get that on the flavor.
It is pretty thin. It seems fairly low proof, pretty easy sipping overall. I didn't get very much spice on that sip at all.
I didn't either.
Let's get back into another one.
As per usual, a little more drying on the second sip because the oak is coming through. However, it's still pretty good. It's earthy and sweet. It tastes like the outside. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. That's generally very pleasant. That's kind of when I'm reaching for something that seems to be lower proof, which this does seem to be. This is kind of what I want. It's got a little bit of interest to it.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of spice, like a barrel spice, along with the oak on the finish right now on that second sip. I find that generally enjoyable.
Yeah.
A lot will depend on price, and a lot will depend on glass two. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get into glass two and see what we're working with.
Well, this smells like butterscotch.
It smells kind of buttery. It does, yeah. I can't go full-blown butterscotch candy on this, but it's
I can.
slightly leaning in that direction. I'm getting just more than butterscotch. I'm getting just kind of like a Werther's caramel type of vibe to it, which they have butterscotch Werther's and they have caramel Werther's. This is more like the caramel Werther's.
I disagree. I don't get caramel, I get butterscotch.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting that. I'm getting a little bit of fluffiness. I say that sometimes on the channel. Like it smells fluffy. It smells like a fried dough kind of vibe to it.
I want a good fried donut.
I mean, I never don't want a good fried donut.
That sounds so good right now.
All right, this smells pretty good. Let's get it on the palate.
The viscosity is thicker than the first glass, but it doesn't taste like at all like it smells. I need another sip.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, to me, I'm finding this to be pretty good. I mean, just like the first glass, pretty good, pretty enjoyable. I'm probably getting a little bit more spice on the finish of this one. Like it's coming through with a little bit more rye spice.
I'm getting like a peppery.
It still tastes like a bourbon. Yeah, a little bit more of like a peppery sensation, mid to back palate. Overall, kind of the same thing on the nose, like fried dough, caramel. It's like a fried donut that doesn't have any glaze or anything on it. It just has like a little bit of caramel drizzle. So it's kind of sweet. It's not really bready or anything. It's kind of sweet.
I'm not getting the fried dough. I am getting more caramel on the palate. I got butterscotch on the nose, and I'm getting a little more caramel on the palate. But it's not super sweet caramel. It's maybe like sugar-free caramel. I don't know.
Yeah, this is kind of putting a picture in my head of like a funnel cake that doesn't have very much powdered sugar on it at all. Like they just left the powdered sugar off.
Interesting.
And instead, it's got a little caramelly sweetness to it.
All right.
This is a really interesting matchup.
I agree.
They are comparable, I will say. So I don't know if either one of these is hard to find, but I think the comparable experience speaks a lot to this matchup in that...
I will say that the liquid in glass 1 is thinner, which isn't super comparable to me.
I mean, it could be proof or whatever, but like flavor profile, they're kind of in the same wheelhouse. Got a little nuttiness on glass 2 as well, but not a lot. Find them both pretty pleasant. Can't wait to spend some time with them, see which one we prefer. We're going to do that right now. We'll be right back. All right, that break helped me a ton.
Yeah.
What did it do for you? Where are you at? Ladies first.
Okay. Well, I have a preference to glass 2.
Okay.
It is a little bit more viscous. It's a little less sweet.
It is, yeah.
And I like that more.
You would.
Glass 1. It's a little thin, a little too sweet, and I like it less. The end.
What's your ratings?
Oh, not the end. I'm giving them both thumbs up, however. They both are good for what they are.
Okay.
I feel like this is in its lane. It's doing a good job, minus the thin liquid.
Okay.
But it still gets a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Okay. I'm thumbs up on both of them as well. I like them both. I do prefer glass 1. It is a little bit more... It is a little bit more sweet.
Yep.
Glass 2 is a little bit more oaky nutty. But I find them both generally very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be mad at having a bottle of either one of these. And if the price is right, I would like to have a bottle of both of these. So let's find out the price, see if that changes our thumbs up ratings before we find out what we're drinking. So in our blind key, glass 1 is number 57.
Number 57. $25.
Oh, heck yeah.
Not mad at it.
I might go 2 thumbs up on that.
I mean,
I like that.
It's a really good price.
Are you staying thumbs up?
I'm staying thumbs up because it's just still too thin. The liquid is just too thin.
What's the price on glass number 2?
$25. I'm going 2 thumbs up on glass number 2.
I think I'm going 2 thumbs up on glass 1.
Because the viscosity, the flavor profile, the price, all those considered, 2 thumbs up on glass 2.
And I'm 2 thumbs up on glass 1, and I will stay thumbs up on glass 2.
Yeah.
What is glass number 1?
Wild Turkey 101.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, it's coming across really sweet. What's glass number 2?
Glass 2 is 2012 Wild Turkey 101.
Oh.
Dadgummit.
So
this means this is like more recent.
Yes. Yes. So the reason
I'm out.
The reason this is in here.
See you later, guys.
The reason this is in here is because everybody often talks about how old whiskey is better whiskey and this, that, and the other. We did say they were very comparable.
I would tend to agree.
Well, you would.
I do like old things.
Well, yeah, but I do think that the newer glass comes through with a little bit more brightness, maybe a little more youth. Maybe it doesn't have quite as old of whiskey in it as glass 2, but that carries with it a little bit more sweetness. Like when I started with glass 2, when we were off camera and you didn't see that, I started with glass 2, enjoyed it a ton, went back to glass 1, and glass 1 had like a fruity note to it, kind of like a cherry fruit roll-up.
Why is glass 1 so thin, though?
I don't know.
I've never had Wild Turkey and thought that before.
Don't know. It could be the
101 specifically.
Could be our palates this day. However, we did acclimate, and our palates seem to be right on point. So, yeah, this is, I think, a testament to the fact that a lot of times when you see people do a test like this, what you'll see them do is single blind, where they know one is older and they know one is newer.
Yeah.
And then they're tasting it and they're like, oh, they're looking for those older notes.
They're looking for it, yeah.
But when you're double blind like this and you have no clue what's in the glass, this could have been anything. And the fact that they were the same product, just 11 years bottled apart, I preferred the newer bottle.
What's so fun? I prefer the older bottle. And what's so funny is you said that they were comparable, and I disagreed. I did not think they were comparable.
Well, you thought this one was thinner, and that's what you were hinging that on.
Yeah.
I was saying they were comparable in terms of overall flavor profile.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The way
Yeah.
they were going about their business. To me, they both seemed
Fair.
like that. Just one was a little more oaky, dark, earthy. One was a little bit more bright, fruity. And it
Yeah.
also had some darker elements as well that made it really enjoyable.
Yeah.
When you can balance the sweet fruit with the darker elements like Glass One did, I like that. I like that full spectrum of flavor rather than just the more dark of this one.
I will say, it makes me mad when we try things on this channel that I cannot get.
Well, I think I will say one of the fun things about Wild Turkey 101 or any product out right now that's inexpensive that you can find, what I would recommend doing and what we have done ourselves is just buy an extra one or two, stick them back in the bunker, let them sit for 10 years, and then you can pull it out and have this experience 10 years from now, and you're only like $50 in 2 bottles to put back. So we've got a couple of bottles of the old paper label with the big turkey head Wild Turkey 101 stuffed back, which we do tend to prefer more than the new batches from the times that we've tasted them double blind or single blind. And so, yeah, we'll have those to have 10 or 15 or 20 years in the future.
Well, even though I like Glass 2, I can't get it, so boo on me.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
That's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video. And if you like blind tastings like this, subscribe to the channel because it's what we do over here all the time, week in and week out. And hit that bell down there. It'll actually help you know when we're going live. We do that once a month. We'd love for you to join us for a pour.
Absolutely. That's it for today. Be good to each other. And until next time, drink
Gobble,
your
gobble.
Wild Turkey.
We're on the same page.
I knew you were going to do that. You always do that.